Okay, so now we're going to graph two more functions. So this time we have f of x being 3 to the x. So I'm going to make a little table of values here. I'm going to pick -1, 0, 1, and 2. If I plug in -1, I'll get 1/3. If I plug in 0, I'm going to get 1. If I plug in 1, I'll get 3. And if I plug in 2, I'll get 9, because I'm squaring the 3. Okay, those ordered pairs then look like -1, 1/3, maybe there, 0, 1, 1, 3, and 2, 9, way up here. So it's going up kind of fast, like that, and then it's approaching the x-axis as the x values get smaller. Now when we go to graph the other one, g of x, I'm going to pick the same x values, -1, 0, 1, and 2. But what's going to happen to each of these outputs from the f of x graph, I'm going to be adding 2 to each of them. So then I'm going to get 2 1/3, 3, 5, and 11. All right, now let's graph those. So -1, and it's going to be up 1, 2 1/3, like maybe right there. 0, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 5, and then 2, 11, which is going to be up there, kind of off the grid. And it looks kind of like that. Okay, so hopefully you recognize that it shifted 2 units up. And that's because of the +2 there. Now notice that the +2 is not in the exponent. That's the difference between this transformation and the last video. So if it's in the exponent and you're adding or subtracting, then you're going to shift it right and left. But if it's not in the exponent, if it's down with, I don't know, the other stuff, then it's shifting up and down. And this one shifted up, it shifted up 2 units. Now when we talk about things like domain and range and stuff, some of these things change. The domain is still -infinity to infinity, but the range now, the range is going to be from 2, but not including the 2, to infinity. So you've moved the asymptote, which we'll talk about that, you've moved the asymptote up there. You moved it up 2 units as well. X-intercepts, there aren't any. Y-intercept, well, that looks like it's at 0, 3. And then the asymptote, it's going to be a horizontal line, but it's going to be y equals 2. Okay, so some of the characteristics changed a little bit because of that vertical shift. Okay.